So we've taken down another GT Legendary Goku mission. So this one is the Giant Ape Power Mission against the GT Legendary Goku event, where we brought the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, the GT Goku, and the new EZA Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I'm going to be having my team up on the screen so you guys can take a look at my team and get a sense of the team I used to beat this event. I probably could have beat this event if I tried enough times without the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs, but the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs I brought along because I really enjoy using them, and it made this event a little bit easier given how hard they hit, and you'll see that throughout this video. So as like a side benefit to this whole thing, it's almost like a showcase for the Super Saiyan 4s and just seeing them complete this event, because they definitely, I want to say carried the team, but they made it so much easier. So if you guys are enjoying this video and like how the Super Saiyan 4s perform, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because we're going to be showing more GT events coming off Extreme Super Battle Road, some more gameplay, and I'm pretty stoked for the next couple days coming to Global. Might be a new LR GT bosses, so hopefully we can pull that unit and we should be able to showcase him. So in this event, we did bring as floaters the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan because of the damage reduction when you have another crossover unit, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because he provides support. We did bring the new GT Goku that we pulled from the banner. However, he's not necessary if you guys either skipped him or only pulled the Vegeta or didn't pull either of them. He's not exactly necessary. He does add some good firepower to this team. You could have replaced him with another unit on this category, whichever one that you felt more comfortable with that will link well with this team, but he's again not necessary to run. The Gogeta might be a little necessary to run given the fact that he kind of is a cornerstone in this team because he's able to raise his attack and defense for his super attacks, his leader skill, and his ability to counter super attacks. Now, if it's not procting for you and you're just getting supered with him, he can take a lot of damage, so that keep that in mind. He's not a like one-stop shop, but he will literally come in the perfect moments and counter supers, especially if you're getting lucky and getting those counters. He will barely take any damage and kind of save your run if you need it. So let's kind of diagnose what I was doing here. So we're right in the middle of this little rotation, so we'll start with the next one. Okay, so Gogeta already got his active skill, but we're going to save that to later. So we want to get maybe 3 orbs with him. We want to save most of the orbs when you're doing this run if you have the Goku or the Vegeta, just because the more orbs you get, the more attack you're going to get, or the more defense you're going to get. And the Gohan is, you can't super, but his passive will give him the damage reduction, so you don't really have to worry about him in the back end of getting supered and taking a lot of damage until later on when you get to the later stages. Now, he'll be good at the end for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku because of his damage reduction and because of its type advantage for him. And now the EZA Super Saiyan 4s. Man, I love these units. They are ridiculous. The amount of damage they can do, and my Vegeta is at 55%. So when you see him and you don't see he's doing as much damage as Goku, my Goku's at 90%. That is why. But you'll see throughout this video that, and we're getting the counter, 2.2 crit off the counter, which is ridiculous. But what I was saying is, oh my god, 5.4 million. What I was saying is the Vegeta's not gonna hit as hard as the Goku because my Goku has more dupes in him, but the Vegeta's at 55% and he still hits really hard. and he didn't take that much damage after supering. So if you have them at 55%, they're still great units to try to bring on this event, and they will definitely help you out. And let's see what Vegeta can do with the double super. He is out of there. The one thing I was very impressed with on this run is how quickly you're going to move through this event with those Super Saiyan 4s. Like, we're on Golden Ozaru, and what turn is it? Turn 7. I've never been at that stage on turn 7. It is absolutely ridiculous. And we're getting pretty lucky because all our attacks are up front, because you don't really want to even take normal attacks with this Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan GT Goku, because he doesn't have the defense to tank. He has great attack and his defense will be decent, but not on this stage. Because if he was to get supered in that second slot, he probably would take about 400k damage, which probably would have just killed us. So keep that in mind. He won't be able to tank that well against Golden Ozaru because type disadvantage, but even getting supered in later stages, he's just something you gotta really watch out for. But 4.8 million attack at 55% Goku is pretty good. Like, this team is not lacking firepower by any stretch of the imagination. And the great thing about Dragon Ball Heroes is that Vegeta will lend support. So if you guys did pull him, he's a great support unit for this team and has the chance to counter super attacks. Pretty much this whole team does have the chance to counter super attacks, except for Gohan and the Super Saiyan GT Goku. So unfortunately, I don't think we would have been able to super that way, so I switched it back around. I was trying to figure out a way of tanking without maybe using an item at first, but hopefully the heal should help us. So I think I end up debating using an item, and I eventually did because I didn't want to potentially get super attacked in the first slot or in the back and lose this run. So we had to use an item fairly early on. I try to avoid using an item with Golden Ozaru, but in order to secure this run, I'm finding out through all my trials that if you have to use at least one Whis in the beginning on this stage, then that's probably okay, because you'll probably maybe use one more item on the end stage, and then I almost definitely keep 2 items left for the last Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the tech stage, just because we're gonna need it, because he's gonna end up supering you, and you're gonna want at least one item active to tank, unless you have a pretty good damage blocker in either the first or second slot. But then it's just completely guessing game on whether or not you're gonna pick the right slot to get supered on, or you get supered in the third slot and then everyone's pissed because you're like, well, no one really tanks in the third slot. So I'm suspecting this is not going to do too much damage. 500k is actually not bad, and he tanked fairly well, but we do have that Whis active, so that could be why. Okay, Gogeta is doing 1.57, not bad. And I believe now his passive, where he's always effective against all types, has now worn off. So he has a high chance of being effective against all types. So it looked like it was still active in that turn. So now we're getting the Dokkan attack with Goku, which we desperately need to heal. And Goku is probably the best one on this rotation to get the Dokkan attack with, because if he gets a crit against Golden Ozaru, we're going to heal up. Man, I really butchered that one. Maybe I wasn't paying attention when I was doing it, but I really screwed up that one. Just look back on it, because if you can't tell, this is pre-recorded, but man, I need to get better at that. Let's see how much damage he does here. 7.1 million. Dokkan attack, not all 7. He probably could have done maybe 10 million if that's the way it's affected by it. So full heal right off the bat. We're sitting pretty going into the stage, and it's turn 11. How insane is that? Turn 11. That like, this would be like the normal Goku event. Like this GT Legendary event, usually you're up at turn 25 at this point, or turn 20. I've never been at turn 11 and already on the end stage. So we're getting supered here, and he gets the counter. Because if he did not get that counter, we probably would have dropped back down to either a quarter HP. Vegeta at 3 million. Let's see how much damage this does. 800,000. I don't think he was probably super effective against all types at that point, because I think he would have done a lot more. Goku, 4 million attack stat. I've yet to see him drop below 4 million. 1.7. Gotta love it. 55%. This is probably going to do like double digits against him. Yeah, 126. Man, these units. And I don't even think I fully maxed out my Gohan either. So just keep that in mind too. That you don't have to have maxed out units for this event. You don't have to do, like, you don't need dupes in your units to complete this event. I mean, pretty much, except for maybe the friend unit and my Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I don't think I have any dupes in any of the units. Like Vegeta's at 55%, my Gogeta's at 55%, my Gohan, I don't even think I fully maxed out his hidden potential, and I know my Vegeta is at 55% as well. So if you guys are at 55%, you can beat this stage. So don't worry, like it's like not impossible. Again, if you don't have some of these units, it will become harder to do, but you could probably use the LRs, or you could replace the LRs with these units, which I actually highly recommend because it will be easier, because they hit harder and tank a lot better than the LRs. So here there's a ton of attacks up front, and I think Gogeta would have got buried if we used that or put him in the first slot. So sticking Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Goku in the first slot with his active skill actually did more damage than I thought it was gonna do. About 1 million. Usually it hits like 300,000 or 400,000. And we're gonna activate a Android 8, get up some HP and defense just in case we get supered in the first slot. Tanking double digits. Now, this Shadow or Giant Ape, I want to call it Shadow Dragon Saga team. This Giant Ape Power team is not really that big, given the fact that, I mean, they need to release more units for this category. And with the Dragon Ball Heroes coming out, so that definitely helped the team. Otherwise, it'd be fairly limited. And honestly, I really like GT. So the more stuff they give us for GT is awesome in my book. So once they start releasing more units, that's why probably the celebration is so good, is because they really don't cover too much GT events. So they have more stuff to touch on, more stuff to give us, which I'm all for because it creates content like this, and it's actually really fun because it's not that easy that you can't complete in a day. So I think I also have about maybe 3 missions left. Corroded, is it Mind and Body or Body and Mind? The Connected Hope, and Representatives of Universe 7. Reps of Universe 7 and Corroded Body and Mind is going to be the hardest. Mostly because Corroded Body and Mind, I don't have Tech Janemba. So I'm working on beating that stage without a Tech Janemba, and it's a whole bunch of stackers, but it's actually quite difficult. That will probably be my biggest accomplishment if I am able to beat that stage. So if it is, you guys will see what team I use, but it's going to be rough, trust me. So speaking of rough, we just activated the active skill for Vegeta here. When we're on the last stage on turn 15, which I've never been on this stage at that turn before. I don't know how, like it has to do with the Super Saiyan 4s. Like they hit so hard that they're able to just plow through this event. Like they turned up the difficulty with this GT Goku event, but they equally turned up the power of the Super Saiyan 4s when they EZA'd them. It's almost like they made those Super Saiyan 4 EZAs for this event and like power creep them up to the next level, because the only other unit I think probably hits, well, two other units. One is the summonable LR, which would be Tech Broly, could definitely hit that level. The other one is Prime Battle Frieza. He's probably the only other unit I've seen get consistent like 5-6 million damage and just critting, because these Super Saiyan 4s can put out insane 6-7 million damage attack numbers. So that's why I highly recommend bringing these units on this team to beat this event. Now here I'm floating off Vegeta because mine is 55% and he does have the ability to get killed, or get us killed I should say. So we're taking a super in the first slot. Good thing I activated that item because that did 166k. Without that item, he might have killed us actually. So definitely was a good guess, I would say, in hindsight. And Goku is to put in work by taking him down, putting a 3 million crit on him, and bringing him at least halfway. So Vegeta's not really doing too much damage, but he also lends the support, and he's tanking for double digits, so can't really complain about that. So Vegeta on type disadvantage gets dodged. I hate when they dodge super attacks. It's especially a unit this tanky. It's just like slapping you in the face and saying, oh, you think you're gonna do some more damage? Have fun. Go through another rotation where I might super you and kill you, but oh yeah, you can't touch me. So sucks for you. So I don't know if I should have in this rotation switched Vegeta into the second slot, given that we're going to take all those attacks in the second slot and he has type advantage. But I think I kind of want just to keep my rotations the same. Looking back on it, got the crit, and it's a good thing I didn't stick him in the second slot, because Super Saiyan Goku would have got that super, which would have hurt even worse. So 62k even after Android is not bad at all, actually, really. I mean, it just shows how hard that Goku can hit you in this stage. And double digits. So, gotta love it when you activate Android 8 and you just see double digits pop up on your screen. Because the one thing that gives me anxiety when I do this event is that not knowing how hard each unit's gonna get hit. Which is also fun, but at the same time, you just don't know, like, going into this turn, like, look, my HP is like, maybe I have a little bit more than 1/4 HP, and I have no idea, like, if I'm going to get supered and Vegeta's going to not tank at all and just eat all of it, or I'll be okay. And activate another Android. The one good thing I would say about this run is I did save most of my items to this last fight, and that is 100% to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because they were able to blow through the first 6 stages of this event and just literally just concentrate on Super Saiyan 4 Goku. which definitely made this run possible. I don't know if I could no item this stage without maybe getting more dupes into my units. I definitely think it's possible with these guys because they hit so hard. And as you can see, we're almost to the end, and again, Goku dodges once again. So this is, I think, the last turn. We're on turn 20, or turn 19, about to be turn 20. And let's see if Gogeta can't finish him off. Plus we have Vegeta on rotation, so definitely want to try to finish him before all those attacks come Vegeta's way. Because I have had him take a super from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and it is not pretty. I think he got supered for like 450 and just completely obliterated us. Let's see how much damage this does. Android 8's active. 120k still. So not bad, but if we didn't have that item, we definitely would have been dead. So Goku putting in some work. See how much damage this does. 156k, and we ran through that event. Turn 20. It is insane how much damage those EZAs can do. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe to my channel. We're trying to get to those 100 subscribers. Channel's still fairly new. I'm trying to grow. So subscribe and hit that notification bell so YouTube knows that you want to see more of my videos and stay up to date. We're going to be releasing some new content with more GT Goku event, more Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, news. We're covering it all. So hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.